Hey guys, welcome back to Living in the Mom Lane and welcome back to another What's for Dinner. My name is Mandy. I do want to first apologize for my voice, if you can even tell, but I am pretty nasally right now. I do have a cold, so just bear with me on this video. Let's go ahead and dive in for this week's What's for Dinner. Our first meal is hamburgers or cheeseburgers actually on the grill. I had these patted out and put in these little Tupperware containers that is perfect little circles and just the perfect size for a burger. So I decided to thaw those out. I did put Body Complete on them, and then when they're pretty much done, I go ahead and add the cheese and close the lid on the grill and let that cheese get good and melted. And the kids wanted pasta. They just like butter on their pasta, so I'm making some of that for them. And then I'm also going to make some of these broccoli bites for myself. And the onion rings will be for Jason. This next recipe I found from Pinterest, so I will make sure I link that down in the description below. It is a super easy recipe. You just need ham, ginger, orange marmalade, and Dijon mustard and some orange juice. And right here I'm using my orange juice, but I didn't have any, so I had to have my husband go down to his parents' house and get a cup of orange juice for us. So it's always nice having your in-laws living close by so you can go borrow from them if you need to. But what I'm doing right now is making the glaze for the ham, and this was so good. We really enjoyed this. So it's definitely going to be a keeper for my recipe board on Pinterest. So when you're baking a ham, you want to follow the package instructions for cooking it, and you're going to brush the orange marmalade glaze on your ham during the last 20 minutes of baking, and then you're going to go ahead and return the ham to the oven and continue baking, but you're not going to put the tin foil on top of it. So when the ham is done, you're going to remove it from the oven, and then you want to let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes before carving it. This ham was already sliced completely all the way, so I didn't have to do any carving on this ham. Our next meal is steak and some seasoned stir-fry veggies. But for the steak, these are from Butcher Box. I'm not sure what cut of meat they were. I don't remember, but they were very good. And all I'm using to season them is the Body Complete and a little bit of black pepper. And I just season on both sides, and then I let that sit for a little while just to kind of marinate the steaks, if you will. For the side dish, I'm using the grape tomatoes, green bell pepper, onion, and some cauliflower. And I'll be making these in a pan on the stove top using the sauce packets there. It was a Tuscan herb butter packet, and I got those from Publix. They're in the refrigerator section. This one I really didn't care for, and Jason didn't really like it either. He said he wished that I would have just left the veggies raw and not used any sauce packets on them. So I won't get that one again, but it looked pretty. So what I did first was cook the cauliflower a little bit, and then I add in the rest of the veggies, mix that up really good, and then I add in both of the seasoning packets and let the veggies continue cooking until they're tender.
Hey guys, tonight we are having breakfast for dinner. I have my eggs already out and some avocado. I'm gonna do some fried bologna, and I fry my eggs in bacon grease, and then I'm gonna do some, what are these called? Hash browns in the air fryer. We're gonna have some bacon, and this bacon is from Butcher Box. And then we're also going to have some sausage. So I will show it all to you once it is all plated up.
Our last meal for this week's What's for Dinner is chili, and this pot was really good. I'm definitely going to write down how I made it this time because it was really good. So what I'm using is my hamburger meat from Butcher Box, garlic, salt, cumin, chili powder, green peppers, onions, diced tomatoes, and the difference this time I'm using an actual can of chili beans with sauce. I've never used that in my chili before, and I think that's what helped it taste even better. Normally I use light red kidney beans or dark red kidney beans, but this time I decided to use the chili beans in the sauce. So I just wanted to first start with cutting up all of the veggies and getting all that ready. And I'm gonna be making this in my crock pot. I'm even going to brown the meat in the crock pot. While I was cutting up the veggies, I went ahead and turned on the crock pot to high and put the lid on it so it would start heating up. And then after I finished the green peppers and onions, I put my hamburger meat in the bottom of the crock pot, and then I started adding in my spices. I used 2 tablespoons of chili powder, a tablespoon of garlic salt, and a tablespoon of cumin, ground cumin. And then I just mixed that all up, and I put the lid back on, and I would say it probably took maybe 30 minutes or so. I'm not real sure because I ended up going outside playing with the kids, and I came back in, and this is what the meat looked like after it was all browned. So I just mixed that up a little bit, and then I go ahead and add in the rest of the ingredients. I did use 2 pounds of hamburger meat because I wanted to make sure I had enough for leftovers. I like to make extras, and then I put them in a Ziploc freezer bag and freeze them in my deep freeze, and that way I have another meal that's already made. All I have to do is basically thaw it out and heat it up. So for the rest of the ingredients, I used 2 cans of diced tomatoes, 2 cans of the chili beans with sauce, and then a whole onion and 2 green peppers. So I just mix all of this up. I do turn it down, the crock pot down to low, and I go ahead and put the lid on it and let it cook for however long you want to let it cook. The longer the better, because those seasonings really get into the meat and it just tastes a lot better if you let it cook a little bit longer. And I served this with some cheddar cheese on top and grilled cheese on the side. And we made the grilled cheese in the air fryer, and that is a trivet from my Instant Pot just to keep the bread from flying off. I hope you guys enjoyed this What's for Dinner. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not done so already, and hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.